Hi, my name is Rodrick, and I'm from Greenville, South Carolina, and I was raised up on the South Side, Highlands. There is no role in models, but a role model can come into your life and affect whether it's for the worst or the best. Sometimes you don't need the physical part from another. Sometimes all you need is the mental process. With that being said, sometimes to have an impact on someone, all you need to do is give them advice or share with them a catastrophic story with the moral learned from it. I never had a positive role model growing up. What does role model mean to you? Who knew my brother would have straightened me up with words and a few struggles on the side? Growing up in poverty in a single parent home with 3 other siblings, life was tough. Watching my mom struggle to meet the monthly criteria, the bills, was just stressing her out. I watched her struggle, and that played a big role in my childhood growing up. Unfortunately, I never had a dad. My dad was in jail for committing first-degree murder. My brother was in and out of jail, so I was shown one way to live. Never knew I had options that could set me aside from what I was used to seeing. Do you know what a struggle feels like? Do you know what it feels like to grow up with no role models, no stable home, and just mayonnaise and ketchup in the refrigerator? Do you know what it feels like to be down to your last with nothing at all? Well, let me describe some things to you. A struggle shapes you into the character you were destined to be. Growing up in an unstable home is like growing up in a mansion because it has its advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage will have to be, you always seeking for somebody. The advantage will have to be where you grow up or where you are, you're proud. Due to the lack of the positive role model at a young age, I started to follow a cycle. I started to do exactly what my brother was showing me, and since my brother wasn't there half the time, I turned to the streets. You might call it your neighborhood, but where I'm from, it wasn't an urban place, it was more like congested. There would be many shootings at times, so you could smell the gunpowder from the shots being fired. My brother would be released from jail in several months. He would be right back, looking at that same wall lying on that same cot. Me, for an instance, I learned the skills on how to survive. My brother taught me to real early to be strong, loyal, never back down from an opponent, and trust your circle with a distance. And most importantly, he taught me how to hold water, meaning to never snitch. I used to get in fights all the time because there was always someone always trying to establish a name for themselves, street credibility as you might know it as, and trying to make themselves look bigger than what they were. My mother saw the potential for me going down the same road as my brother and my father, so she moved us from Greenville to Centerville. Little did she know that I was going to go down the same path eventually. I personally think my mother did not think that trouble would follow us there. I was once told that love don't love nobody, misery loves company, and always keep your occupied time, because time will have a way of just destroying. And meaning, if you don't keep your time occupied, we'll always hit some trouble. Moving to a new neighborhood had its slight differences. I tried to walk a straight line, but my line was corrupted by 9 boys who jumped me. Before me, my sister was tormented getting off the bus. Walk home, they used to call us names like, "Go Bieber, it's your birthday," or "Go Fatty, it's your birthday, hey!" Well, apparently it wasn't funny at the time. So one day I threw my fist up and I began to use the skill my brother once taught me. How to survive. I worked on anyone who stood in my way, who crossed me, who said anything to me I did not like. I became very vicious. Time passed, and according to my attitude, the way I reflected on life caught up with me, which sent me down the wrong road. I had to learn to be a man who can make positive decisions, knowing that it still will be consequences, but to have a better future. My brother played a significant role in being my reason why I changed my life, of becoming that man, as you might say, because he was my greatest teacher. He taught me. He taught me to get in, he taught me to get out. Later on, my brother was being charged with many charges. And my brother, life was about to be stripped away from him because how he was living. By the grace of God, my brother served 2 years and he was released. I was surprised that out of all the chances my brother was given, he was given another. I truly believe that things happen for a reason, because if my brother wouldn't have changed my life, no telling where I'd be at. But now my brother home, it's time to do exactly what my brother did for me. Be his hero. It's time for me to change my brother's life.